Hi everyone, this is James Pendley doing my persuasive speech on the Shriners Hospital for Children. My audience will be my son Jackson, say hi.
Hi.
And my daughter Emerson, say hi.
Hey.
Okay. So every year, hundreds of thousands of children are seen at our emergency departments around the U.S. for a variety of serious injuries resulting from anything from a car accident to home fires. In 2013, 334 children under the age of 19 died as a result of fires, and according to SaveKids.org, almost half of them were under the age of 4. But what's more alarming is the fact that many of these accidents were due to carelessness on the part of the parent or guardian. So, essentially what that means is that many thousands of children would be unharmed or alive if only their parents were just a little bit more careful. Also, thousands of children are born each year with some form of serious medical condition, like a cleft palate, a spinal condition, or deformed limbs that makes life not only difficult but also makes these children subject to the ridicule and stigmas that come along with having a childhood disability. In many cases, modern medicine now is able to treat these conditions. However, medical costs can be extremely expensive and oftentimes out of the realm of, for the average family, especially when they can't afford quality medical care or medical insurance. So in addition to the rising costs of healthcare premiums, medications, continuing medical care, there's also a wide variety of other costs that subject families to drastic financial hardships. So while healthcare always seems to be a hot topic, especially right now with the election, many families are still burdened with the harsh realities of rising medical costs. In the case of children in burns, each year thousands of children are admitted to emergency departments with costs averaging well over $10,000 per case. Such figures define the specific costs related to these single hospital visits, which may include hospitalization, but these costs are related to each visit. They do not include the additional costs related to ongoing treatment after the patient is discharged. In many burn cases, patients must follow up with their providers in order to monitor their progress, and also additional surgeries are often necessary and long-term physical therapy is often required. In the case of cleft palates, about 1 in 600 children are born each year with either a cleft lip or a cleft palate, or sometimes both, according to the Shriners Hospital. Now, while most children see such conditions, it's a purely cosmetic condition, but the truth is it's quite the opposite. These children are born with these types of conditions are subject to disabilities related to ADLs or the activities of daily living, such as eating, their speech, and in even some cases their hearing, with the average cost of surgery ranging from $5,000 to well over $20,000. Now, according to Industrial Hygiene and Safety News, about 1 in 2,000 children are born with some form of limb deformity, ranging from missing fingers or toes, or being born with missing limbs. Now, a large number of children will also become disabled due to a wide range of accidents, stuff that children commonly do, like riding, say, four-wheelers or dirt bikes, or even some things like cutting the grass, and in other cases, certain diseases such as cancer. Now, without the aid of different types of orthopedic prosthetics, these children will have a difficult time as they try to live their lives with these disabilities. Even worse is the high cost of these prosthetics for families with no medical insurance. Without medical insurance, just a cosmetic prosthetic hand can cost over $5,000. whereas a highly advanced myoelectric prosthetic arm can cost well over $100,000. According to a article by PBS.org, the average prosthetic arm can cost over $40,000, which is extremely expensive for a family that does not have medical insurance. And another aspect that also has to come into play about cost is as a child grows, these prosthetics have to be changed, so effectively just multiplying these costs tremendously as the child grows. So in other areas, 1,500 children are born each year with a spinal condition such as spina bifida, according to the CDC, which can affect a person's development over the course of their life. In addition, 1,500 to 2,000 children are involved in some sort of accident that affects the spinal cord, in many cases resulting in paralysis. But when a child has a lower lumbar injury, it may result in limited or even no use of their legs, whereas when you get up higher, your cervical injuries can leave a child with the complete loss of control of the arms and legs, and in extreme cases, the inability to breathe. So now, while some forms of surgery are available for certain spinal injuries, these surgeries are by far some of the most expensive, and for some people, they say it's the most dangerous. For example, conservative estimates to raise a child with spina bifida for their life is around $600,000, where more average estimates range over $1 million. And with many back surgeries for different types of, say, spinal fusions costing well over $100,000, you can see that the costs are extremely high. That's not even including the cost of caring for the loved ones after the surgery and for the rest of their lives. With so many families unable to afford medical care or medications, or even the surgeries for these different types of injuries and these conditions, organizations like the Shriners Hospital for Children are able to provide state-of-the-art care while eliminating some or even all of the financial burden that comes with this expensive, highly advanced medical care. Since the opening of their first hospital in 1922, the Shriners' goal has always been to provide the absolute best medical care regardless of the family's ability to pay. In many cases, there have been millions of children around the world that have had to endure lifelong difficulties just because the families cannot afford the high cost of medical care. It's really unfortunate that these just helpless children must face the harsh realities of these disabilities, all while their parents, they really stand the risk of losing everything they have, which further reduces their ability to take care of their disabled child. As we all know, our children are our future. It is up to us as parents and guardians to ensure that we give them every possible advantage and chance in life in order for them to reach their goals and their dreams. Every year, thousands of children across the U.S. are afflicted with some kind of medical condition or injury that reduces their chance to live long, happy lives. But there is something that all of us can do to help give these children a second chance. And while I pray that you never have to experience the pain and anguish that these children have to go through, it is certain that accidents and chance do not discriminate. So regardless of your income, organizations like the Shriners Hospital for Children can ensure that these children will get the absolute best medical care possible. When it comes to our children, we should never let cost be a deciding factor in the type of care we provide, especially ones that have lifelong implications. If we do not support organizations like the Shriners Hospital for Children, then the millions of children across the U.S. may not get the care that they need. So what is it we can do? Prevention is always key, but it's not always appropriate. So while many of these devastating injuries affecting children can be prevented, I encourage each and every one of you first to find out ways to educate yourself and to help prevent some of these types of accidents. So now, while all of these types of accidents cannot be avoided, many of these children can go through life without having to experience the difficulties due to some of these different types of accidents. After we're able to educate ourselves in the types of prevention, I encourage every one of us to find a way to contribute to the Shriners Hospital for Children. Financial donations are a wonderful way to help fund the vital research, treatment, and education. Remember that donations are tax deductible. And now for those of you who are unable to financially contribute, there are other ways that you can contribute. Volunteers are a fundamental part of the Shriners Hospital for assisting with patient care and support. And volunteers play an even bigger part in the comfort and rehabilitation for our young patients. So even if you make a small financial donation or volunteer your extra time, every little bit helps in the care of our children. So I encourage each and every one of us and each and every one of you to open up your wallets and your hearts or mark your calendars so that we can bring the absolute best care for our children who so desperately need it the most. Thank you.